Hello, for a look through the French papers, I'm now joined by Nick Rushworth. Hello.
Hi, Claire.
Nick, we're going to start off with Aujourd'hui en France. It's got a photo of the French President François Hollande on the front page, looking very, very serious indeed.
Serious indeed for a political rentrée, of course. And here in France, we talk about the return from the holidays as the rentrée, and there you can see François Hollande looking quite serious with his tie still askew, I notice. Anyway, the headline is saying, va-t-il tenir ses promesses? Is he going to keep his promises? So there's a whole debate about, obviously, in the campaign, there were, in his manifesto, 60 promises that he kept. Obviously, is he going to do those? Is he going to fulfill those promises? So the paper, which is also the city paper here in Paris, Le Parisien, is looking at that. It says that, well, the sticking points for him are this question of freezing prices of the petrol pump, also about bosses' pay. And he's done quite well, certainly on in terms of Afghanistan, the promise for early troop withdrawal. And another bugbear for him, though, is this whole question of politicians in France. Will they be allowed to have certain extra roles? We're in the UK, we're used to an MP being an MP and not having another politician's role. But in France, they have sometimes several hats. They can be mayor and also MP and so on. So this is something that is a bugbear for him.
And what's the paper's verdict then?
Well, the paper's verdict is, opening it up, I felt, well, it's a bit like a school report, but school term has only just begun. There you can see that picture there of the ticks in the boxes. Now, the ticks in the boxes, as I said, were about Afghanistan. There are those three tough areas that I mentioned that he's actually getting a cross for. So I think, the verdict by the paper is he's doing pretty well. And there's a quote there from the Prime Minister, Jean-Marc Ayrault, who said yesterday, well, hold on, we have 5 years to do this. Why should we expect to do it in 100 days? So, the mood is to pressure him, but also to kind of do a bilan, a kind of review of his efforts so far.
Now, we're going to stick with that paper because it's also looking at Hollande reaching out to bosses in the private sector.
Well, he has a meeting today at lunchtime with 12 bosses of big French corporations, including, for example, Total. We can see some of the bosses' heads there on that picture there. Now, he's reaching out to the bosses of the CAC 40, the bourse here in France. And before, there was a meeting in June with bosses. That was private. This one is being made public, even to the extent of a bit of a fanfare about it. Now, the issue there is all the economic indicators for France are poor, so the socialists in power now, they want to be seen as reaching out to the bosses to try and get some cooperation going.
Now, what's Le Figaro's take on the political rentrée?
Well, Le Figaro is not going to have a kind word to say about the socialists, are they? So I can just go to the front page, and there the government is under the fire of criticisms. Now, in its inside page, it's got a report saying that those criticisms are coming from the allies of the left. So that goes from the Greens and the far left. And there have been criticism in recent days, rumblings, about certain policy areas. We can see there the Prime Minister is struggling to impose his authority on those allies. Now, he made a call to order, come on, guy, get into line. And then those guys from the Greens and the far left just repeated what they had to say. So Le Figaro, perhaps right, saying, well, he's not managing to keep them on board, really, about that. So general review of political life generally, I would have thought, everywhere.
And what about Libération, then, the left-wing daily?
Very quickly, Libération, on its front page today, has not got the political rentrée, it's got the literary rentrée. Over the next few weeks, we're going to have the Goncourt Prize and other prizes from literature. And so they're dropping out of politics altogether for Libé today, like saying, stay cool, we're going to read books.
Still the summer for them then. All right, thank you very much, Nicolas, for running us through the French papers. Thank you for watching. Do stay tuned to France 24.